Hello everyone, welcome to Select Star. I hope you are enjoying and understanding the tutorials that I am creating. Today we are going to understand the group by and having clause. Both are very important. If you have any feedback related to content, do let me know in the comment section. I have created a small table to explain the group by clause. If you want to follow along, you will get the script in the description box. The table has two columns, column 1 and column 2. Column 1 has values A and B, while column 2 has values 1, 2 and 3. As of now, we will not be solving any question. We will just apply a group by and check its behavior. As per the definition of group by clause, it is used to group rows that have same values in specified columns. Over here, I have mentioned group by column 1. Now there are two values A and B in this column. If I put column 1 in select statement, I should get only these two values in the result. We got the expected result. Let's just order it. Hope this was clear. Let's see what happens when we put two columns in group by. Let me just fetch the full table. When we talk about column 1 and column 2, we can group all these rows into 5 groups. That is, columns having A1, A2, B1, B2 and B3. In the query, let me just add column 2 in group by and select statement to see the result. We can see that 5 groups have been returned, and I hope you will be able to figure out what happens if we keep on increasing column in a group by clause. Let's see what happens if I grouped by two columns and selected only one of them. I would suggest you to pause the video and think what will be the result. This time again we have got 5 results. This is because we made a group of 2 columns that returned 5 rows, meaning each column had 5 rows, and since there is no distinct clause in select statement, all 5 were returned when we selected column 1. Let's see what happens when we group by col 1 and mention both columns in the select statement. This time we have got an error that says call2 must appear in the group by clause or be used in an aggregate function. The error statement has made it clear that either mention the column in group by statement or use it in an aggregate function, which kinds of makes sense since we made group with one column and then want to return two columns. Now in a SQL backend, a group by is run before a select statement. So when we made a group with column 1, it had values A and B. Then when you wanted to select column 1 and column 2, SQL got confused and hence it threw an error. Let's just go back to original query because I want to explain how a where clause affects group by. Now before mentioning where, we need to discuss the order of execution of SQL query. In a query, the first thing that runs is the from clause. Then with the help of a where clause, we can apply row level filters, and after the rows have been filtered, then only a group can be formed. So the order of execution will be from, where, group by, and going down further, having clause, and then a select followed by order by. With this information, let's first make a note of the result of query without the where clause and then apply a filter for A. We can see that earlier the result was two rows A and B, while now it's just one row for A. This has happened because all the rows for B were filtered out before a group was found. If you just comment out the group by clause and run the query, you will see that only rows for A have been returned. Group by takes on from here. You can try this with multiple columns in group by. The result will only have rows that have an A. I would suggest you to try with other filters as well to get a better understanding. I hope that the functionality of group by is clear to you. It's time to use the group by along with aggregate functions. We will be using the same table that we created in our previous video. The first question wants us to find salary for each department in all the years. We will leave the select statement empty as of now. In the group by mention department, year. In the select statement, we will put department and year and then some salary. We have got the result for every department every year. Let's order it by year and then department to make it readable. Now we can read the result. This was not possible in our previous video, as without a group by clause, we would have got sum of all departments or all years and not for the groups that we have created now. Let's now jump to question 2, which requires us to find sum of salary of all departments but for the year 2005. We can see the data for 2005 in the result of previous query, but as per the requirement, we only want 2005's data and not of any other year. Remember what we talked about the where clause? We will use that here. So let's just copy the previous query and insert a where clause with the condition year is equal to 2005. You can see that this time only 2005's result has been returned. Now it's time to filter these groups. Just like a where clause is used to put filters on rows, having clause is used to put filters on groups. We can see the result for 2005's department salary. Let's just find out which department got paid more than 200,000 for the year 2005. That is question number 3. Let's just copy the previous code and add having sum of salary greater than 200,000. It should return HR and management. I have put an extra 0. We have successfully filtered the groups that we had created. Also, this is a very commonly asked question in interviews, that what's the difference between a where and having clause. So the first difference is that the where clause is used for filtering out the rows depending on whatever condition, while a having clause is used to filter out the groups. The second difference is that a where clause can be used without a group by, while a having clause cannot be used without a group by clause. One more thing before I sign off. In this video, I have used only the sum aggregate function. However, the group by works well with any other aggregate function and there is no limitation with it. So this will be all for today's video. I hope that you understood the group by and having clause. If you have any doubts, you can comment them. I would be happy to help. Thank you for watching and do not forget to subscribe the channel.